This is the video review for Beast Wars Transmetal Scavenger. As you can see, he's a fire ant. He was originally intended to be Transmetal Inferno, but then there was a last-minute switch up with the name, and he ended up coming out as Scavenger. He was actually called Inferno in Japan, which is all the proof I need. I think of him as Transmetal Inferno, even though he does have Scavenger stamped on his butt. I prefer to think that's more his function than his name. But yeah, here he is as a ant. Nice, shiny metal ant. You can open his mouth, claws a little bit. He's got ball joints. He's got a hinge joint on his upper bit of his legs here, and then ball joints at two other points on all of his legs. So you can get a lot of range of motion out of the ant legs. Other than that, there's not a whole lot that he does really here in ant mode. He just sits here and remains an ant. But he's got some joints in there. You can position him around however you feel like. If you want to have him in a slightly more hunched or bent ant pose, you can do that. And his legs support him somewhat decently, not great. But if you get him sitting, you can get him to balance just the right way on some of these joints, and have him kind of stand up as an ant. Now, he does have, being a Transmetal, he does have an intermediate kind of vehicle mode. And basically what you want to do is just, I don't think there's any official position on how the legs go, but just kind of get the legs up out of the way. However you choose to. I had this guy before when I was younger, and when he first came out, and I used to have a really good way of positioning the legs, and I can't seem to remember what it was, but oh well. You just bring them up, however, just get them up. Then you flip these little wheels back here out. I guess you want to at least have the legs so they're not blocking those wheels. Just like that, and then his head actually comes back. You open up these, you can flip these forward as kind of laser guns here. The head comes back up to the body here. You can actually, like I said, you can open these up and have the head sit kind of flat there. In this mode, I'll point these forward, and then flip these. Like I said, I had these drills angled to let his head angle a little bit there in ant mode. But he kind of becomes a little drill tank. And again, you can do whatever you can to get these legs out of the way. But then he's got some little treads, little rubber wheels on these treads here, or treads on these wheels here, that allows him so when he rolls, the drills activate and spin. See, this one's kind of not centered, so it's flopping around, but so he turns into a little drill tank. It's not the cleanest drill tank in the world. There's lots of ant legs everywhere. And like I said, you can, this is just kind of how I did it to get a quick transformation. You can fiddle with those legs and get them positioned in a way that makes you happy. Because you've got two ball joints and a hinge, you've got plenty of options to bring them out. And like I used to actually have let's see if I can remember how to do this, a pretty cool like spaceship. Turn these into like some skeletal wings. I can't remember how it was, but I used to have a pretty cool spaceship mode for him. Oh well, whatever. Continuing on to robot mode, go ahead and leave the ant head up. You want to split this entire section here. And that's all going to become his arms. That's kind of funny, like all of this is his arms, and then the entire rest of his body is in this little butt piece here. There's a little rub symbol under here. You can rub it. It shows a Predacon symbol. So you close the wheels back up. You actually want to lift this whole shell down, and it rotates around on a ball joint back here and comes up and covers those wheels, forms his back. And here you can see the rest of his body kind of hunched up in the middle of here, and Pull his legs down, flip up his feet. I bring the arms down to the sides here. And flip his head up. Just like that. And this is not full robot mode yet. But there's just to get an idea of what he looks like in robot mode. And then you just take the legs and again, just fold them back, store them back behind the arms, however you see fit. And you can do it. You can have them, if you want, you can have them sticking out to the sides like that. You can have them be kind of a big gangly guy, or you can have him, you can fold him up and kind of compact him up against the arms here. He does have elbows here, so you can bring that forward. And if you want to, you can bring that forward and hook this up over the ant head. The ant head sits there on the back of the arm. So there's a comparison of one side folded up and the other side not. Let's see if we can't get these back in the way. Positioned mostly in the same way. And this guy I got lucky with. I found him in like I was saying earlier, I found him in a bin of broken, loose figures, and just kept digging in the bin and found all of his parts. And there he is. So really very cool. He was, like I said, he was one of my favorites back when I first started getting into Beast Wars and getting the Transmetals and stuff. Just a really neat looking figure. All transformed with the drill hands, and I love the fact he turns into a drill tank. And his ant mode is just an amazing little ant mode for the time. He looks like an ant. He looks like a big giant metal ant, even more so than Inferno did, because he didn't have like the thick legs with the missiles stuck into him like Inferno did. Like, he actually looks like he's got ant legs. Just really like him. He's a really cool figure. I think I ended up paying like something like $5 for him at TFCon. I got a lot of really good deals when digging on parts and bins. So, but yeah, Transmetal, Beast Wars Scavenger / Inferno, if you want to be super accurate about it, or at least curry my favor by calling him Inferno. But there he is, Transmetal Scavenger.